Hey, my name is Grayson Counts, and I am a freshman at Clemson, and this is my vlog diary video. Um, I attended the Who Am I? A dialogue on peer pressure, and a little bit about the setting. It was a dialogue setting. I thought it was going to be more of a debate, but basically a dialogue. Um, is more collaborative. You get to listen to other people's sides, and which basically furthers your understanding of the topic at hand. And it's more emotional. People shared stories that were pretty deep and kind of shocking sometimes, which is definitely nothing like a debate. And it remains more open minded. You get to just hear everybody else's point of views, which is pretty nice. About my group, I don't think we fully achieved our true dialogue because no one really talked and no one wanted to participate. We had a pretty late dialogue, so no one wanted to be there, and our leaders had a hard time keeping us engaged. They didn't really know what to say to us to keep us talking. So we just kind of sat there for a good hour, not really talking at all. Um, there's only one active voice, and that was like one of the leaders. He tried to get us to talk. Everyone in my group just kind of sat there the whole time. The only time someone would talk is if we were called on, and that was about the only time anything was said. Um, we tried to do a group skit towards the end of our dialogue about peer pressure and like coming up with scenarios with each other. Um, and that didn't even really work out either because it got too close to time to end. So we didn't even really get to do that either. So um, I don't know. The dialogue wasn't that motivational as I expected it to be, but at least the leaders tried. Um, I did learn something. There is two types of peer pressure. There's good peer pressure and bad peer pressure. An example of good peer pressure is making someone come exercise with you. You can exercise together, to work hard, to respect others, to avoid drugs and alcohol because those aren't necessarily the best things for you. Um, and bad peer pressure is basically making someone do something they don't want to do, like drink or do drugs or steal something or harass somebody. So those are like the two main topics we talked about the whole time. Another thing we talked about is why people cave into peer pressure. Um, I know one is people are very power hungry. They they like to see people do things that they tell them to do, which is pretty sick if you think about it. But there's one, and then if you just see everybody else doing something, that's another reason why people do things that are against their morals or things that they just don't want to do. They just want to fit in. They see their friends or even family doing something, and they just feel like they can just because everybody else is, and that's not necessarily the right thing to do. Um, People do it to fit in, to make friends, and if you're having to do something that you don't want to do and you just feel uncomfortable doing it and you know it's not something that you truly want to do just to make friends, they're probably not the right friends for you. That is another topic that we talked about. And growing up is a big factor in peer pressure. Um, People just want to conform and fit in, and they think doing things that they're not supposed to do is a growing up process, and that's not necessarily true either. You just do what you want to do and don't listen to anybody else when they tell you to do something you don't want to do. So yeah, that's basically what my dialogue was about on peer pressure. I don't necessarily know why Clemson wants to do vlogs. I guess it's to cover topics that are pretty major in our society right now, and I can respect that. So this is my vlog. Thanks for listening, and see ya.